welcome to yet another edition of Nature Notes. My name is Joe, and today we are going to be talking about the Cooper's hawk, otherwise known as Occipiter cooperi. Now, like many hawks here in Wisconsin, the Cooper's hawk is a bird of prey and typically likes to hunt during the day, which is kind of abnormal for birds of prey. Some like to hunt at night, some like to hunt in the morning, but this one likes to hang out during the day. And the Cooper's hawk is kind of hard to be identified because it has markings very similar to other hawks. But overall, it has rounded wings and rounded tail, as well as some barring, which are vertical lines that go across the chest and also the wings. So when you're out looking for a Cooper's hawk, there's some things to keep in mind. Obviously the banding colors and also the size. Typically, Cooper's hawks can be from crow size to raven size, and it depends on the sex of the bird. Males typically tend to be much smaller than females, and the females are much larger. And we refer to this concept as sexual dimorphism, something very common in many animals, not only birds, but also other species here in Wisconsin. Now, when the Cooper's hawk is looking for a place to live, there's some things it takes into consideration. The first is it looks for some place that has a lot of canopy, and this could be deciduous forest or coniferous forest. And when it's looking for these areas, it will typically try to find some place that has a lot of cover that'll keep it camouflaged, because the Cooper's hawk is an aerial forager. Some birds like to go after things on the ground or in the water. However, the Cooper's hawk will go after things flying around, such as blue jays and northern flickers, which we can see here. And some birds of prey typically like to capture their prey in their talons and then use their beaks to tear it apart. However, the Cooper's hawk is different in that it crushes the prey with its talons using force. And some birds will use their beaks to tear apart things. However, the Cooper's hawk is even known to drown its victims in rivers and lakes before it begins eating. Now, the Cooper's hawk is one of the many birds that does migrate here in Wisconsin. So in the late fall, it'll travel down, typically by itself, to the southern states and also parts of Mexico. And in the late March and early May, it'll come back. Typically the males will leave first because they need to find a breeding ground. And after about 30 days of incubation, the mother will give birth to some puffy little chicks. Now, it's up to the male to do all the work. He has to find the food not only for the chicks, but also his mate and himself. And he has to be careful if the female gets grumpy, because the female is much bigger and they have been known to kill and eat the males even after the babies are born. So, with that in mind, I hope you can get outside, get into Schmeeckle Reserve, because it provides a bunch of different habitats for the Cooper's hawk.